You all deserve to know why. And, I'd boo me too if I were you. But I've sit at home this entire time watching people like Kofi Kingston take what should have been me. It should have been me. When Mustafa Ali got injured back in the Elimination Chamber, Kofi Kingston took that opportunity and just flew through the gauntlet and just set the world on fire. Gave you that dream he's wanted for 11 years. And that should have been me. But you know what? Whenever I beat Kofi at Super Showdown for the WWE Championship, you're going to love me. Because that should be me.
Well, guys, so I may have said, yesterday and, during the Money in the Bank that I had sunburn, but didn't you guys find that quite appealing? Just made the pun because my skin is peeling right now from my sunburn. Thank you, Nugzima. But guys, what is going on? This is the Club with the Man 1993, and I am here live for my live review of WWE Smackdown Live. Well, just Smackdown Live, not WWE Smackdown Live, my Smackdown Live review from the May 21st, 2019 edition of Smackdown Live that took place in Providence, Rhode Island. I swear, something always good seems, or good, or entertaining, or something memorable seems to happen in Providence, Rhode Island for some reason. I do not know why. Whether if it was, when Daniel Bryan turned on Bray Wyatt back in 2014. I don't know what else happened in Providence, Rhode Island. I think, didn't the Daniel Bryan heel turn last year happen in Providence also? Can't remember. But a couple of them, other things seem to happen in Providence. Providence is like a big crowd. Or was that the place where Dean Ambrose turned heel? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I feel like, a couple other big moments have happened in Providence, Rhode Island. For a small state, it sure has some memories for me, in my opinion. Because overall, pretty good episode of SmackDown. For the first time in a couple weeks, when watching WWE, since this whole wild card rule and the whole superstar shakeup, went into place, I gotta say this is one of the first episodes I actually felt I could sit back, relax. Yes, there was some wild cards who came over, but I wasn't completely intelligent insulted. I didn't feel overwhelmed watching this episode. I actually had fun. And I feel like I'm just coming up here just for the viewers. I actually want to talk about this episode of SmackDown because it was fun. But on the downside, most of it seemed to be built up for nothing but a stinking glorified house show that I am not watching, not because of the talent involved. Trust me, there are some matches on this show for Super Show that actually does interest me a little bit, especially one of the ones that was made for tonight. But I don't want to watch it more so because I know it's just a WWE glorified house show that's just being on the network and only happening for the blood money. And that's why, of course, I'm standing my ground and I am not watching and wasting my time on any more glorified house shows they try to make as, big deal pay-per-views. Until they actually start doing so, then maybe I'll give them a chance. But I'm still not doing anything as far as previews, predictions, no match card. I'm going to do one for Stomping Grounds, though, even though that name still sounds stupid. But Stupid Grounds. Stomping Grounds. Stupid Grounds. But anyways, it's a shame, though, that, the stuff we got on this card, on this show today is just building for, that. But let's, of course, get into this episode. As I said, it is a worthy episode of talking about. Live chat. What we got here? What's up? This was a pretty good SmackDown. I agree. Happy channel, crazy cool guy. This wild card rule's got to go now. I do agree. What's up, Mark? That speech didn't make sense. He never he never there. This show is boring, man. Tyler thought the blonde wig was the stupidest disguise in history. We'll get to that. R-Truth running 7 was hilarious. Do you think Carmella has heat with Mandy? I'm not too sure, actually. Again, like if Mandy really did injure Carmella, because it did look like she literally did get injured. Like that's what it literally did look like. It didn't look like it was no fluke thing. They just played along with it. I thought Carmella was going to try and take the title. Who knows? They could have done so. Vince go do stupid XFL for sure. Are we ever going to see Aleister Black in a match? I hope so. And plus two, we didn't even hear from him tonight at all. And I don't know why I think him and Sherry should get a title shot. Well, they probably should because they kind of teased it backstage like a week or two ago, I think it was. But yeah, no Daniel Bryan or Rowan on SmackDown. I was surprised. I thought we would have gotten something from them tonight. My camera was a little bit, foggy. Just wanted to fix up there a little bit. I thought we would have gotten something with them tonight. We didn't get that, but it's okay. Hopefully next week. Let's see here. R-Truth is 24 champion one day is greater than over a year of Lesnar. For damn sure. Happy channel, crazy happy guy. I freaking love Mavericks rolling a 24/7 title chase and him putting up the signs. They're going all out with it, but once again, heel on one show, face on 205 Live. It's just like, just make him one or the other for crowd. Like, don't make him heel on one show and then make him like face it. I can't stand that. If they would make him a solid, consistent character, then I actually would be more behind that as well, making the signs and whatnot. Brock gotta go for good. I really wish. I thought that was what we were getting tonight whenever Heyman came out. But what we got instead, oh boy, that was pretty good, I gotta say. But anyways, yeah, let's start this review because I actually, again, thought this was a fun show. The show opened up backstage with Shane and Elias. Elias apologized for what happened at Money in the Bank. He smashed Roman and was ready, but when the crowd refused him to give him a standing ovation, it affected him. He lost focus and he got squashed. He always let Shane down. He deserves better, and that's why he's looking beyond SmackDown to Super Showdown, where he's going to be in Shane's corner. But Shane doesn't need anyone in his corner. But tonight, he will be in the Drifter's corner. Well, that's a slight lie, Shane, because, again, you do have Drew McIntyre in your corner again. I don't get why Drew McIntyre is going to reduce back down to bodyguard. And even so, the thing is also is, why is, Drew McIntyre still having beef with Roman Reigns? I mean, why should Roman Reigns be intimidated by Drew McIntyre if Drew McIntyre has never even pinned Roman Reigns? He lost in WrestleMania. He lost him in the tag match or whatnot. Like, he's never gotten a pin over Roman Reigns. So once again, why should we take Drew McIntyre trying to, be a threat to Roman Reigns seriously right now? You know what I mean? Like, why are we continuing this feud when, Drew's not going to get anything out of it? And again, he's being reduced back down to just a bodyguard, which is not what should be the case. He should be feuding for the Universal Championship. But anyways, so he says he doesn't need anyone in his corner, but tonight he will be in Elias's because he needs the help. And Elias is going to wait for Roman, and they agreed to take care of it. Out comes Kofi and Xavier Woods. They say tonight is very special after 6 long, hard, cold weeks. Big E is back. They bring out a man under a curtain to reveal him, but it's not Big E. I thought it was Cedric Alexander dressed up in a New Day outfit, but it wasn't him at all. But they're like, who are you? You apparently look like Big E in the dryer, and he's got ashy knees. So they tell him to get out and take the curtain back. They brought under, but then the real Big E comes out with his usual, intro. And they start partying. There's, of course, a welcome back Big E banner, of course, going all out because this works for New Day. Big E, of course, smells Kofi and Xavier. And they said he's not medically cleared to compete, but he is medically cleared to sniff. Big E talks about how he's missed his boys and us and the fans, and Xavier says he's been crushing it on Twitter. Big E says he's got a tweet to send, but Xavier tells him apparently there's been something going on about him and Becky's mom. It's like, E, she's taken. But I want her anyway. But they move on to celebrate Kofi's successful title defense against Kevin Owens. And then back to Big E's return. Kevin Owens comes out. He says nothing. Then comes out our first wild card of the evening because he has a match later on against Kofi, Sami Zayn. Which again, I gotta say, as much as I keep saying, I want Sami and Kevin on separate brands for a whole year, and they keep bringing, Sami over to SmackDown almost every single week now because, Kofi and KO, KO, or formerly Big O, are feuding with each other. Honestly, I feel Sami's been booked better on SmackDown than Raw, or is it just me? It's just funny that that's the case. But Sami comes out and he complains saying he was gone for 9 months and he got nothing when he came back. Well, he did get an Intercontinental title shot your first night back. Big E says, "Good point. We'll get some for you though." They'll settle for the same thing that Kevin Owens got at Money in the Bank. Nothing, or nothing. Like a barbershop trio, basically. But then Owens walks away. And then Sami says, the only reason why Owens didn't win is that he was distracted. His best friend got beaten up and missed his shot at Money in the Bank. Yes, Sami Zayn, I still feel sorry for you for that happening. Because I wanted you to be the winner and not freaking. That's so stupid when he does that. But none of that matters. The whole celebration is disgusting. He takes issues with New Day. Just, doing what they do to the people with all their shenanigans. He continues to try to ramp, but then Xavier Woods cuts him off with toothless trombone. But then Sami tells them that to have their fun because their night isn't going to end in fun after he beats Kofi in front of his little friends and these trash people. When he's done, he'll be lucky to be walking out of here at all. Well, of course, that did happen, except Sami Zayn was not the one to be sending Kofi, out barely on his 2 feet. But Kofi then tells him not to let the smiles and the hip swivels fool him because he knows what to do when it's time to throw down. He will walk out on his own 2 feet and walk right through him because New Day rocks. New Day rocks. We're setting it up. Backstage, we see Carmella looking for R-Truth, asking undercard guys about his whereabouts. But they all want to know where he is so they can win his title. She finds him wearing a blonde wig and tells him this is his idea of a disguise and it isn't working. He says it's been hard being it's been a hard 24 hours, but 7 more to go, and it's his for good. Carmella tells him the actual rules and calls his wig cheap, which is like, but I spent $12 on that. But he says, I came back to SmackDown because I need your help. And she agrees to help him, and they leave together. So then we have a match with Andrade Cien Almas and Mustafa Ali. Very good back and forth match. Obviously, again, still establishing Andrade as someone dominant and powerful again. You forget that Andrade is not one of the biggest guys out there. He's only 5'9", maybe a little over 200, but he's not one of the biggest guys there. But he's basically just like a bigger luchador. Mustafa Ali, of course, just fits in well. And continuing, as I constantly say, and especially since he mentioned this in his podcast with Talk Is Jericho, I probably said, how many times you guys are all sick of me saying this? But Ali said that one thing Vince has praised him for again is the fact that he's very good at showing empathy and making the crowd feel bad for him, but to also, have those moments where he shows a lot of moments of comeback, basically. And he did that plenty of times in this match also. He made Andrade look like he was a dominating heel, and he looked like, just a dominating, heartfelt, wrestler trying to, get back in there. Sometimes, of course, when Andrade basically, took advantage of the bad back and was slamming him all over the place outside the ring, and Ali barely beat the 10 count back in. Of course, it looked like, Almas had him lined up until Ali turned it around, eventually rolling over the pinfall victory to get the win. Now, of course, here's a situation I want to pitch here. Andrade and Balor have a match for the IC title in Super Showdown. I don't know if on a glorified house show, if Finn would drop the title there. However, though, sometime this summer, I either want to see, I pitched this on Twitter, I either want to see a triple threat match between Finn Balor, Andrade, Cien Almas, and Mustafa Ali for the IC title, or if you want to go as far as making a fatal four-way, insert Buddy Murphy. Finn Balor, Mustafa Ali, Andrade Cien Almas, and Buddy Murphy. That would be one hell, one fresh of an amazing fatal four-way match, high-flying style. Oh my goodness, it'd be a classic. I really think it can be a classic. With Andrade seeming like there is some serious direction going for him right now. And Mustafa Ali, despite the fact they brought him over to SmackDown and immediately tried to put him in the main event scene, when obviously, no offense, love you, Ali, but you were not, it was not your time, and it was too soon to put you in there. But they pull back on him at the right time. And of course, this stuff right here is allowing people to get more behind him. And, having him come up short like he did, in Money in the Bank, thanks to him almost winning the briefcase, of course, who had to interrupt it? Yeah. But, I think he's moving in the right direction now for him. And, I hope we get that multi-man match where it was a triple threat with Balor, Almas, and Ali, or fatal four-way to include Buddy Murphy. Be one hell of an Intercontinental Championship feud for sure this summer. So that's one championship feud I'm actually very looking forward to this summer for sure. It's the IC title feud for sure. But Mustafa Ali, of course, wins. Backstage, we see Carmella doing R-Truth's makeup and whatnot to hide him from his different contenders. And she tries to give him a bra, but he's like, I never know how to open one of these things. And then, of course, she helps him and whatnot, and blah, blah. Here's my thing, though. I'll wait till I get to in a second here, because Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come out for a match. Obviously, continuing what happened with, Carmella and Mandy Rose from Money in the Bank, the injury, and, they kind of costed Carmella the Money in the Bank, and Mandy almost won. Again, no offense. Sorry, Mandy, but the red does not, I don't think you're that good looking with the red. I mean, you're not ugly with the red, but you're much better looking in different colors. Not just red. I mean, not red though. I'm sorry. I don't get attracted to Mandy in red. Anyways, though, Carmella comes out with R-Truth in disguise, and my thing is, if R-Truth is trying to hide from people, then why is he, and this be disguised, then why is he still wearing a 24/7 championship? Even if you're not R-Truth, they think you're some other random stranger, and you could be having it for all we know. Because apparently right now, all I'm getting is this 24/7 title can only be won by low card people, and that's a problem I have. So what happened was the match didn't really last too long. Because everyone came running out. Like, the B team, people from 205 Live, and of course, Drake Maverick, who's putting up wanted posters for R-Truth, which again would be funny again if Drake Maverick would be just a consistent character on all shows he's on, and not babyface one show, heel here, face here, tweener there. It's driving me crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. Just kidding. Anyways, so they chase Truth out, and Carmella's on his back. But then of course, what also makes me mad though a little bit about this is, again, they all run right past Sami Zayn, who's getting ready to go to make it rain this match. But once again, why not someone Sami Zayn would want to even go after the 24/7 title? Like, why are you having these low card guys run past these, mid carders, upper mid carders, main event stars, and they don't even flinch with trying to get that 24/7 title? Like, was there a rule that certain superstars are not allowed to, fight for this title? Like, I don't get it. I don't get that part at all. Like, that's, again, the thing that's bothered me so far for sure with this 24/7 title. Why is it only low card people? Why is it just a jobber's belt right now so far? Get that and add some little more of hardcore to it, then maybe, I can get behind this a little bit more. But yeah. Anyways, we see Elias playing his guitar in a loading dock, and Sami Zayn came out and make his entrance. But then backstage, we see Big E in agony, clutching his his recently injured knee. And Xavier Woods tells Kofi to go take care of his business and beat Sammy, and he'll take care of Big E. We don't see those two for the rest of the night, which is making me starting to wonder, is this going to be, like with Big E, taking all these attacks, and Kofi, like I see this here as like, Big E's eventually going to get jealous of Kofi, and whether it's going to be for the title or not the title. But eventually, I think, Big E's going to feel like, Kofi cared more about the title than him. And then he's taken so much, punishment for it with this knee injury and whatnot, that maybe this might be the route they'll go to turn Big E heel. Because I feel like, it is time to do that. So for sure, as I continue to say, I see a ton of single potential Big E, but, but anyways, Kofi and Sammy had their match next. Wasn't a bad match for sure, but wasn't really too long of a match either. Kofi eventually wins with a Trouble in Paradise. While Kofi is celebrating, though, where it felt like you were about to go to break, out comes Paul Heyman, holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, teasing a cash-in, and saying, it's the perfect time now, even though we hear him telling Brock that next week they'll be there to announce their decision. Even though after this, it may be a little more obvious that hopefully, maybe he'd be facing the Universal title champion instead, and not, cashing in on Kofi Kingston once again. Either way, whatever Mr. wants to do, it's not going to make me happy. Because once again, the briefcase is completely wasted for nothing. But you hear people cheering or going nuts. And you think at first Brock is coming out to try to beat down on Kofi. But instead, it's Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler comes in and starts attacking him, punching him in the head, tearing out his face, slamming him into the mat, and slamming him neck first into the post. He gets to the announce table. He drags over a chair, and he starts attacking him with the chair. He goes as far as putting the chair around Kofi's head and just slamming it inside that chair. It was a very vicious and brutal assault. Referees tried breaking up, but he kept going in for a couple more rounds, and he literally beat the shit out of Kofi. When Sami Zayn said earlier that Kofi was not going to be able to leave on his own 2 feet, he didn't do that job. Dolph Ziggler did. So I think, first off, I think this must have not been a wild card because there was 5 people from Raw who showed up tonight. So I'm guessing since Dolph Ziggler is not, this is the first time I believe we have seen Dolph Ziggler since he was one of the final 3 in the Royal Rumble match. This is the first time we've seen Dolph Ziggler since, or the final 4 or final 3, one of the 2. Because the final 2 was Seth and Braun. But So they tried to take Kofi out on a stretcher, but he got up and walked out on his own 2 feet. Then they said that nobody's gonna be allowed in the trainer's room. So they'll give us an update on what's going to be happening, what's going on with Kofi. It's not the end of we saw that, but definitely a shocker. I'm just like, man, I didn't expect that at all. But actually, even though the match taking place at a stinking glorified house show, I smelled the story of this immediately, and I'm like, you know what? I get this one. And I actually would have liked to see this match if it wasn't on a glorified house show. I'm not going to watch. But of course, we'll get to that promo in a bit. Let's check the live chat really quick as we go through the first hour and see what we got. And let's see here. We've got Tyler saying the hardcore title is funny as hell. The best and worst championship feud. Hopefully this week. Do you know the what are you saying there, Happy Channel Crazy Guy? Charlotte should go to the back of the line since she got beat twice. Please, yes. But no, she's going to get another time opportunity because she's Charlotte Flair. As of course, we're about to talk about the match that Mark sent me a tweet that someone said called the breast experience or something like that. The team of Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans, the breast experience. They like the Viking experience. How about the breast experience? Because they're part of the I got my blonde hair. I got my blue eyes. I got my big tits Vince loves. Well, I got blonde hair. I got brown eyes. I mean, I had nothing down here, but Anyways, this be weird. What's up, Mike? What's up, Robbie? I'm predicting Aleister Black or a heel Big E will challenge Kofi for the WWE title at SummerSlam. Fine by me. I'm fine by that as well, as long as they're not going to have Kofi drop the title to Brock. Seth shouldn't even be dropping this title to Brock. It just makes me so mad. Anyways, let's see here. Why is WWE hurting Charlotte? Stop making her weak. She's not really making her weak. I mean, no offense. She's had how many opportunities so far? They can at least ease back on her for a while. Oh, Woods is laughing. Really, Woods? Well, you know what happens? You just made the list. Yes, that's for sure. The WWE 24 title equals the Chuck E. Cheese title. Better than the WWE 24/7 title, the hot potato title. Oh my goodness, yes. What's up? I'm FC Richard. Tyler says the worst feud is Roman and Sheamus for a WWE title feud that could be on my list. I still don't understand the wild card rule. Me neither. Again, it was just something Vince made up as the character to basically allow his show to spin more out of control. And once again, most of the same superstars are showing up every single week with this wild card rule, which makes no sense. The wild card rule is a joke. Just drop it, and the brand split as well for sure. I wish they would just drop the wild card rule. I thought about this earlier today. While I don't want to see her win another women's title for quite some time, I actually want to see Charlotte win the 24/7 title. Could be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. That way, that will be the one notch under her belt that would put her a step above her famous father. That is true. Tyler thinks the best feud is Ambrose and Styles, which is good. Hashtag, I got my big tits, Vince. Oh, man. Yep, from the breast experience. I wish Aleister would have been the 8th man. Me too. Worst Daniel Bryan and Kane in 2014. Oh, my God. And Brie freaking out. Oh, my gosh. That was... I'm pretty sure WWE only did that feud just to sabotage Daniel Bryan's title run because that was just so bad. That feud with Bryan and Kane for the title in 2014. The Extreme Rules match they had wasn't bad, but the build, oh god. Hashtag the breast experience. Robbie, you're hitting it all out of the ballpark tonight. But let's get back to the review. So we see Roman Reigns walking around outside when he hears Elias staying on a production truck, playing a song, singing, and running down Roman for being jealous of his soul and his heart. Then we see the breast experience themselves. Lacey Evans and Charlotte make their entrances. And backstage, Bayley and Becky are being interviewed because they're going to be teaming up here. But Becky says she doesn't feel right without the blue belt. But if someone had to get it, she's glad it's Bayley. Bayley rolls up and says she enjoys the thought of Bayley 2 belts, to which Becky says if she tries, she'll drop her and she's coming for her next. Bayley says she wouldn't have it any other way, and they go to make their entrances. We have a tag match with the women's champions, Bayley and Becky Lynch, taking on Team the Breast Experience, as Mark calls them, Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans. I don't think Lacey Evans would have gotten this match that much. Barely at all. I mean, the only thing I can remember, most of this match was Bayley and Becky beating up on Charlotte. Of course, Charlotte got her offensive. The only time I ever remember Lacey Evans getting in was when she hit the women's right on Becky Lynch to break up Becky Lynch from getting Charlotte to tap out. Okay, I get that was supposed to be the case at WrestleMania. Again, Becky was apparently supposed to get Charlotte to tap, which I disagree because even though she has never got Charlotte to tap out, she still pinned Charlotte clean at Hell in a Cell last year. She beat her how many more times after that? But Becky got knocked out with the women's right. But then she rolled away where Bayley tagged herself in, and she rolled up Charlotte to get the win. And afterwards, it looked like Bayley and Becky were kind of like, all right, I see what you did there, but so I don't know if they maybe are going to tease an eventual title for title match or something like that with Becky and Bayley. I don't know. Even though, again, I'm still not happy that they couldn't give Becky, one pay-per-view to successfully retain both belts. I feel like, if they're not going to do that, what's the point of doing it again if if a champion who wins 2 belts is not going to, retain them both in one night? Just kind of make the run look like a little bit of a joke. So I guess they'll just send them their separate ways. They're probably not going to be in Saudi Arabia because women don't wrestle there. So we'll probably see them have their matches at Stomping Grounds. Anyways, so afterwards, see Truth and Carmella still running. But then I got scared because Jinder Mahal, they went for a roll-up. I'm like, oh no, not Jinder. breaks out of it, and he breaks free. And he knows what for, and they keep running. Then the B team blindside him, and the referee tries to, count Bo Dallas, but then Axel pulls him off. The champ, they start to argue when Truth recovers, and he beats them both up, and they run away with the belt. So nobody became, nobody, took the 24/7 title off of R-Truth tonight. So, okay, because that title's not even taken off of somebody every single night, basically. But once again, make it more just a low-card title. And add some hardcore to it, please. Back from commercial, though, we see Dolph Ziggler walking backstage. He was basically asked, he basically was asked why did he do what he did. He said, an honest question deserves an honest answer, but I'm not going to tell her. He wants to tell all of us. So he comes out, he said he was going to be in the ring. He stayed on the stage. And Dolph, very emotional, you can tell he's frustrated, says he knows if he was in the crowd right now, he'd boom too. But this goes way back to Mustafa Ali getting hurt. Kofi stepped up and got the opportunity and knocked it out of the park. But it should have been him. Kofi jumped through hoop after hoop after hoop, and after 11 years of earning everything, he became an overnight success, and Dolph says, it should have been me. He goes through Kofi's path over the past few months. Every time that he thinks he deserves that arc, coming to a point where he's nearly sobbing, he talks about Kofi winning the title at WrestleMania. Every day since he became champion, Kofi has outperformed every critic and been a fighting champion, and we all respect and admire. But once again, Ziggler thinks that it should have been me. He then says he has a title shot at Super Showdown, even though how did he earn it besides the fact he beat the shit out of Kofi Kingston. He's going to win the title, and each and every one of us is going to end up loving and respecting him as WWE champion. And you know what? Well, first off, despite the fact that it's on a show that I'm not going to watch, the story does make sense. Think about it. Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston have very similar paths. Well, in retrospect, Dolph Ziggler's had a little more opportunities for the WWE title than Kofi Kingston. But obviously, why wouldn't a guy like Dolph Ziggler, who's definitely gotten the short end of the stick like Kofi Kingston for how many years, not be jealous of Kofi and want to go after him, basically, and just prove that he can be an overnight success as well. So, got the story there. Problem is, it's not happening on the right show because I'm not going to be watching Super Showdown. I will not. I will not. Not for WWE's blood money. Nope. Do not support those shows. Anyways, well, I don't at least. Backstage, well, first we get a video package of the history with Randy Orton and Triple H since they're having a match at Super Showdown as well. We have Shane McMahon come out, introduce Elias, and he plays a few bars. And then Roman Reigns comes out, and we have Roman Reigns versus Elias in a rematch from Money in the Bank. This went a little bit longer. Obviously, Shane McMahon trying to get involved in this match a few times to, help Elias win, but what was that really going to do for Shane McMahon? Since, again, I didn't get with Shane McMahon saying that he's not going to have anyone in his corner, again, he's having Drew McIntyre in his corner. Well, once again, also, Drew McIntyre's on Raw, Roman's on SmackDown, and once again, Roman's beaten Drew already. Drew's never beaten Roman, so we all know Roman's beating Shane at Super Showdown, so what's this really going to do for anyone? They try a few things, but Roman overcomes them all, even though Shane got knocked to the steel steps. He tried to sneak Elias a guitar. They try to, take the turnbuckle up, but the referee, caught the turnbuckle being taken off. Elias tried to hit Roman with the guitar, but Roman speared Elias before the guitar could even hit Roman. Afterwards, Shane tried beating up Roman, and then, Roman got him in the way where right in the palm of his hands, about to hit him with the guitar. But out comes Drew McIntyre, and Claymore kicks him, and that's what got the show. So, again, I don't get why Drew McIntyre is being his freaking bodyguard here, but, that's the case there. One of the only things I probably didn't really like about SmackDown was his main event. I felt they could have maybe had, Dolph's explanation as the main event. I mean, maybe they could have had, this be the last match, but have Dolph come out and explain as the show goes off the air. Just my opinion. They didn't have to, I don't know. They could have had something else ended rather than just this. But that's my review for SmackDown Live, guys. Look at the polls here real quick before I check the live chat one more time. So what grade would you give SmackDown Live? 12 votes. Thank you for the votes, guys. 50% of them said A, 42% said B, nobody said C, and 8% said D or lower. Was that you, Vince? Although I can't really say that because apparently everyone's writing both shows now. What show did you enjoy more this week? Raw or SmackDown Live? Surprisingly, a close poll with 10 votes. 40% said Raw, 60% said SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live is definitely the better show. I'm going to give SmackDown a beat. Thought it was a fun show. A lot of interesting things happened, and I enjoyed it, in my opinion. Let me see here. Tyler says another best is Stone Cold and Austin 98. Kane trying to drag Brie Bella to hell. Yeah, don't remind me of that either. Charlotte Lacey Evans, a.k.a. Team I Got My Big Tits, Vince Love, Subboy. Worst Daniel and AJ in 2018-20. I wouldn't say that was terrible. It could have been, well, it was fine. I'd say everything was fine with that up until the only thing I didn't really like about the AJ and Bryan feud was the match at Royal Rumble. That was a disappointing match for sure. It wasn't terrible, but the crowd was just dead. So I wouldn't say that's a bad one in my opinion. Becky Bayley to SummerSlam, stomping ground or stupid grounds. AJ and Joe was good. Orton and Jinder, oh God, don't remind me. Best would definitely be Dean and Seth in 2015. Yes. What if Ali never got hurt? AJ should run the gauntlet to run into Ali and Orton win. Maybe. Best Orton and John Cena. Orton and John Cena, I can't say was terrible. The problem is I've had that feud. It was done too many times. I wish Roman versus Shane was saved for SummerSlam with the right build. It could have led to a no-holds-barred match. For sure, yes. I'm concerned Roman will face Lars Sullivan at SummerSlam instead. You know what I'm so worried about, Robbie? Brock Lesnar will cash in on Kofi Kingston, and Roman will dethrone Brock. I don't want to see another match with Roman and Brock. Yes, I'm accepting it. Roman Reigns will be WWE champion sometime this fall. I guarantee it will happen. But just have him dethrone, have him beat the right person for it. That's all I ask. Worst is Dean and Ziggler in 2016. The build was good, but the match was just okay. It wasn't terrible, but I expected better from them for sure. Best, and this should be number one, Stone Cold and The Rock, probably. Tyler gave SmackDown an F. Mark gave it an A. Best Cena Edge for sure. I hope before he retires that we see John Cena team up with Bayley. Interesting little team there, Robbie. But guys, that'll be it for my SmackDown Live review. Again, I'll probably back up here in a little bit for my 205 Live review. Still trying to be 433 of Adam Project's a tough floor, guys. Those last two floors are pretty darn tough. I'm hoping to finish that Let's Play this week. Of course, tomorrow, well, I'll be doing 205 Live tonight. Tomorrow will be NXT UK and NXT reviews. I will not be able to do my special live stream, which I will, just need to finalize the list. I will do Tyler's suggestion of best and worst WWE title feuds this week. But I'll do that on Friday. I'm not going to be able to do it on Thursday. And then, so just other odds that's come as well, guys. But thank you guys again for joining me live for SmackDown Live. That was a fun show. Gave it a B. What was I going to say now? Oh, yeah, I enjoyed SmackDown better than Raw, of course, this week. So, guys, what are your thoughts on SmackDown Live this week? Leave thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, slap a like on my videos, subscribe more content to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. Also, check my first WrestleMania Experience documentary in the description box down below. Also, hashtag please sign Robbie. Check out Robbie's channel as always to get, the great, ideas he has for booking so many great stories WWE would not come up with because, once again, Vince McMahon only cares about himself as an audience. So, again, if you like what we see on his channel, please subscribe to his channel as well. Get hashtag please sign Robbie trending on Twitter. And, so with that being said, guys, I will see you guys later on for my 205 Live review. So, until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. And peace out, everybody. And also, you all will love me. It should have been me.